guys. So since I noticed that a lot of you like my video about my community beta tank, I decided to make another one about it just to update you, show you how everything's going on. Obviously, as you can notice, I've changed around a little bit the fish. My babies, which were like tiny little sperm drops before, have now grown into, like, I don't know, 1/3 of an adult beta. There's one right there up top. I did sell to one of my clients my 2 males and 3 females, I believe, in a 20-gallon heavily planted. That's doing amazing. Another one, my client has bought a male from a pet shop and got a female from me. 5 months into it, everything's chill. So in this tank, I've only kept as adults these 2 because I do plan on breeding them. Not right now, I just don't have time, but I got this beautiful male placat, koi placat in a pet shop, and I kept this female Dumbo ear placat also, I guess. As you saw just now, they quarreled, but guess what? She went, she hid, and that was the end of it. If you have a tank in which you can disperse the aggression, there will be no problem. You'll have babies, you'll have adults, you'll have males, you'll have females, as long as it's really heavily planted. It's the key. There has to be heights, it has to replicate the natural environment, low light, but heavily planted. So use anubias, use some like grasses. You know, if you have to use like pond grasses, go for it. Make it like really natural, very low flow. Just research what a rice paddy place is like in Vietnam or China, and that's where they live. So it doesn't have to be extremely deep, it just has to be spacious enough for them to hide, and a lot of like weeds for them to like go in between and escape each other if ever that was to happen. But they're pretty calm in this tank. I don't know if you can notice, my babies are growing. They're so cute. They're so cute. I know I have this random platy or something. I don't even know how he ended up there. That's my female right there. That's not her eye. That's just a drop on my tank. So, yeah, honestly, like, give your beta a proper life. I know a lot will argue with me that betas should not be housed together and so on and so forth. But so far, I have 3 clients with setups like mine and even smaller. This is a 40-gallon, but I have clients with 5-gallon aquariums that they're super planted and they're doing super well for months on end. Mine is like, what, a year already have that like that. So, no, you have to just socialize your beta. Any fish that hasn't been socialized, such as cichlids or betas, clearly, if they see another one of their species or any other fish, you gotta lunge at them and like try to kill them. But what you can do to socialize your beta in the beginnings is let them see each other through perhaps transparent like glass or plexiglass that you can put like as a separator, just to see their reaction. Don't put just one female on the other end, because that would be like more of a breeding situation. It just has to see that betas like are in a community on the other side, and eventually when you remove the separation, yes, there might be a little bit of a fighting in the beginning because they'll redo their pecking order, they're redoing dominance. Clearly in this tank I got my alpha, so that prevents fights from all the other ones, because they're like, okay, we already got an alpha, we're just gonna assume our role from this point on. And as you see, the other ones aren't fighting whatsoever because they know that's their job, not to make any more problems in this tank. So I don't really believe in keeping a beta solitary for all their life. They eventually lose their color, they lose their appetite, they're bored out of their mind. You don't want to do that to a fish, any fish. No goldfish, no beta should just live solitary. Like, it's sad. It's a really sad situation. You see, they're chasing each other. Okay, well, that was the end of it. You know, she has room to escape. He's just asserting that he's the dominant male of the tank. There's like no actual damage done to her. Like, you know, he's just defending, that's his spot right there. So she went the other way. and the babies are still there because they're not causing any problem. They're not in breeding age for him. Even when I had 2 males, they split the tank in half, split the female harem in half also. They're social animals, despite whatever people say. They should have a hierarchy. Clearly don't put them in a 2-gallon all together. That won't work well because there won't be space for them to get away from each other. But that's what I believe. If you believe otherwise, that's cool. Like, I respect everyone's opinion about that. I just don't believe in those tiny stupid bowls and disgusting water with no plants. Like, it's just it's pathetic. And clearly the beta is going to be bored of that, out of their mind, and die quicker. But a happy, healthy beta lives up to 5 years. So it's really up to you to find a good balance and what works for your beta. Not all betas are super social, okay? Don't go into the like very wild female and male placats. Like, the wilder their genes, the less you'll have success keeping them all together. At some point, I put 3 female placats with my discus just to see if they could survive in a big 110 gallon. Guess what? They killed one of my smaller discus. Okay, so the more wilder strain, the less it's suggested to put together. But once you get into those fancy ones, they're not as bad. And especially the long fin male with a short fin female, that's a great match, because the male, even though he's aggressive, he won't be fast enough with his long fins to go after the female. So you just have to like try it out and not get the wild ones altogether, because like betas that have been bred generation after generation for the looks are not the same betas as you find in the wild. They're super territorial and protective and whatsoever. These fish come from farms where they're all together regardless until the day that they're sold in a tiny little bowl. So that's just my take on it. You can believe what you like from that point on, but my betas are happy, they're healthy, they're fat, they got like a rice paddy type of aquarium to live in, and you know, that's all I care about pretty much, for them just to have a good life. And whenever I do a setup for a client, I try to do the same, you know, and all the times I did it, it worked. So yeah, anyways, comment, like, subscribe if you liked it, and yeah, thanks for watching. Bye bye.